Princeton, go over there and sit down. Oh, get it. Oh, Jesus.
And you know how it is. It'd be like a movie. You think it'd be this one light, but somehow he'll pull all the
Everything.
all the wiring out the wall. It started to stuff falling, but then somehow attached to that one thing in the wall, one outlet, and then it rips all the outlet up. And then we yell at Princeton, so he runs, which makes it worse. Princeton, stop! And he's like, he goes upstairs.
The whole house, like, catches on fire. So.
Yeah. Okay, you join us today. This is trINdy. You have your host, Evan.
I'm Charles.
Antoine.
How you guys doing today? So today we're going to talk about Venom. I don't know if you guys seen it now. It's been in a movie theater not too long.
Introduction to the Spideyverse.
Sort of, but not. But
I mean, I thought that was the idea that it's
bring him in. I don't know.
No, who knows? But you know what? We're not going to spoil the movie for you, so we're not going to go too much in detail. But we're going to talk about how we feel about the movie and whether you should go see it or maybe pass on it.
Right.
I don't know. We don't have a system yet. We don't know if we're doing thumbs up, thumbs down. Give it some sort of percentage, 4 stars, 3 stars.
I just go by like where it's strong, where it's weak, and then where overall how I felt.
I give it 3 Mr. Whitecos.
Like what?
They know what it means, but you guys don't know what it means. You get 2 Miss Gardners. Yeah, it's funny. All right.
We should do like
1995.
5 Mr. Lids.
Great year. No, 95, 94.
Mr. Lids.
Yeah, we can do some Mr.
Yeah, but anyway, so Venom. Antoine, what do you think?
I'm just going,
Antoine got notes, so he
got notes.
I don't got notes.
I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna facilitate.
I got notes in my head.
We're doing no spoilers here. We're just doing overall. But my notes basically this is
spoiler is based on Venom.
Is that the spoiler?
Yeah, that's the only spoiler.
So this is what I thought. I'm just gonna break it down. Where I thought it was weak, where I thought it was strong, where I thought it was weak, and then my overall. So where I thought it was strong, I think Tom Hardy's his acting. I thought for me, honestly, I felt like they didn't give him a lot of depth in his character to work with, but just his responses to what was going on with him and this parasite. I enjoyed it. I thought it's what made it funny. I thought it's what made it sort of, in some ways, realistic to his responses. And I thought that was just how he responded and worked things. I thought that was really good. I liked that there was some darkness to it. There was some swear words too that I was kind of surprised it was in a PG-13 movie. Yeah. But I liked the darkness. And I think that, again, to his responses, for me, that was, some of the best that I got out of it, just that, his work, Tom Hardy.
And that's not to be anything that is surprising in the sense of what the caliber type of actor Tom Hardy is.
Right.
I mean, know, he's able to do stuff with less. I mean, even with the Dark Knight Returns, people didn't like the Bane character in the sense of the vocal, as far as the vocals and all that or whatnot. Some people were just like, I can't hear, what, but. You like him as an actor in that, in the approach, to bring, like you said, the realism to, that particular role and really, stand out, and that shows you what type of actor he is, to be able to take a script, to take a character or whatnot and make it his own. And make you believe in the character. Yeah,
no matter if it's a good or bad movie or okay movie. Yeah, Tom Hardy is I believe he's one of those exceptional actors that could do that no matter what the movie's about. Superhero movie, mobster movie, whatever. He can do that.
And hats off to him to do that, because a lot of people, as far as actors, as far as I'm concerned, just kind of, you look at actors who are going into like the comic book roles or whatnot, and they're taking on those roles because, hey, that's where the money is, right? So you want to cash in while it's hot,
right?
But at the same time, you can tell when somebody's just taking a check.
Right.
or versus someone who is taking a check, know they're going to take a check, but at the same time don't want it to be for naught.
Right. They want to add a little bit of seasoning, a little flavor.
Something that can grow from. And from my take on what I've heard is that this can be something that people can grow from. There's some growing pains, probably.
What kind of brings me to my weakness. My weakness.
There we go.
Is that yes, he's definitely a high caliber actor, does good work. But I think that he's putting seasoning, he's adding flavor to something that is just the bare minimum. I feel like it's really not that much there. And and so my weakness is little character development, or you have characters that are very flat and you're not really attracted to a lot of the characters.
Okay.
And I think this is a serious problem because, as we talked about before, when we talked about this movie, they're trying to start a franchise here.
Right.
And I think the biggest thing when you're trying to start a franchise is to have characters that people can relate to, that people can can be attracted to, or that people, you want to know what's going to happen in the next film with these characters because you're now engaged.
Right.
And when you develop good characters that people can follow, it helps. I felt like they really gave us nothing here with these characters. Like at the end of this film, I really didn't care too much about what was going to happen in the next films with these characters outside of of Tom Hardy's character, because he's the main character. So you kind of are wondering, like, oh, okay, well, what's going to happen next and different things like that. But there were no memorable characters. There were no really standout moments of really true, like, really good in-depth character motivations or characteristics or different things that brought it out. And I felt like, especially with the Venom Parasite, this was kind of a missed opportunity. Because they, you can even see this by the trailer, so I hope this is not a spoiler, but there is, even in the comic books, there is this kind of multiple personality type thing going on where the characters are talking to each other. So I thought this is a good opportunity to really pull us into even that Venom character, that Parasite, as they kind of say in the movie. And I felt like that was kind of a missed opportunity.
It's not Parasite, man, it's a
symbiote.
Right.
That's what I'm
gotta remember that.
Well, true. So,
but yeah, I have to agree with Antoine. I think it's a good. I think it's an okay movie, not a good movie. I think you should still go see it. I think it might have been better as a TV series, maybe. Just to geek out for a moment for you guys, to give you guys understanding, because we also want to let you know, like, some of you might not into superhero movies or don't even know the history of Venom, because Venom is,
or you're just new to it. And,
right. Venom is not like a character like Spider-Man or Superman that, even if you're not into comic books, everybody knows Spider-Man's Peter Parker, Superman's Clark Kent, Batman's Bruce Wayne. A lot of people don't know about Venom, so I'm gonna geek out with you just a little bit. So,
just a little bit.
So that black sort of symbiote suit first started off in a Spider-Man comic book, actually. So before the character that's in the movie wears that kind of symbiote suit, it was actually Spider-Man. It was a uniform given to him because, I'm not going to go into the whole story, but his uniform got destroyed during a big battle, and he was someplace pretty far from home. Hence, like almost like the next movie.
Right.
But anyway, he was out in space, so they said, here's a uniform. Cool. Spider-Man's like, put it on. He thought it was just a suit. Fights in the battle, comes back to Earth, realizes that this is not just a suit. This is actually...
Fantastic tells him, like, this is not...
This is actually an alien costume that's now attached to him. This is actually a symbiote. This is a living organism that's attached to him, that's kind of making Spider-Man not act like your typical friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
And if you remember Spider-Man 3, if you want to,
so
they tried to play on that a little bit.
A little bit, but that's not the original story.
No, it's not.
I'm going to say this about Spider-Man 3. At least Peter Parker had he had like a dance segment of that.
Okay, but
why do we bring that up?
Why
you did that on purpose?
The pelvis
you did that on purpose.
So I guess
that was worth the ticket.
No, I gotta say that's horrible too, and that's why a lot of people. I'm gonna spin in the last time you saw the Venom-like character in that Spider-Man 3 original movie.
I wouldn't even call that
Venom. That's not. that's not. I don't want you going to this movie thinking that has anything to do with this movie.
It does not.
It does not, and that's
no relation.
Like I was saying, that's not the original story. Anyway, so Spider-Man...
It's close to the original story of Spider-Man 3.
Kind of close. So Spider-Man gets the uniform. He has help by some other big-time superheroes, the Fantastic Four, help him get the removal of that alien symbiote. The alien symbiote finds Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock kind of dislikes Spider-Man, more of like for some childhood reasons.
There's good stuff.
And so it latches on to Eddie Brock, and for the mostly history of the Venom symbiote thing, it stays with Eddie Brock. There are multiple different stories where the symbiote jumps to other people and splits off in two. We're not going to get to any of that.
Right.
So this story, that's the original story of Venom. So this one is a little bit different. There are some Easter eggs in the movie that kind of connect to the original comic book, but not a lot. But so don't go into the movie theater thinking you're going to see Spider-Man with the suit on, and then somehow it gets to Eddie Brock. It's not going to be like Spider-Man 3. It's not going to be like the comic book. There are some close similarities to the comic book, but like I said, I think it's still okay movie. I say still go to see it. It's not going to be your favorite superhero movie. It's not technically. It's not even a superhero movie at all by any means of the imagination.
It's an anti-hero movie.
I don't even want to call it an anti-hero. I think it's just a movie about an alien symbiote that latches on to a person on Earth. That's it. That's all I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that, and you know, others might disagree in the sense of the fanboy nature, saying that hey, this is it's not a superhero movie, it's a comic book movie in the sense that it's based off of a comic book character. In that sense only.
Yeah.
So obviously, liberties are taken. It does that with any movie. I think the only other comic book movie that I've ever seen that didn't take too many liberties. It did take liberties, but it didn't stretch too far from the original source. Was, to me, Watchmen. Obviously, with the exception of the ending. But other than that, most movies are going to veer away and try to do their own thing and try to, appease the fanboy nature of it, but at the same time.
But there are some things in the movie, without spoiling it, there are some things that would make like this typical Spider-Man / Venom fans like happy, like that. Those parts were still kind of thrown into the movie. So,
well, that's good.
So yeah, that I think. The movie's even still worth watching for those couple of things like that. But like I said, I think me and Antoine both agree. We say go see it. I mean,
I would check it out.
Yeah.
If it's like a dollar show or something like that.
That's the
lowest. Where is a dollar show now at?
I don't know. Do they
I
have
don't think those exist.
The last one
maybe $5.
Yeah.
Not dollar show.
Shows.
Matinee show, definitely.
Yeah.
I think if you go into it like me and my family, we were entertained. Honestly, overall, I had a good job. I had a good time. Good job. I was working there, I guess.
Right. I did a good job of working. I got paid for watching that movie.
But I think ultimately, though, it's entertaining. It's not bad, but I think it's very forgettable. And I think that's the issue if you're trying to set up a franchise.
In this day and age of the MCU.
All the other
right.
comic book movies and ventures that's out there, it's like...
Yeah.
Oh, and then the last thing to add, he did bring it up. This is not... I don't know if this is a big spoiler alert or not, but it's not connected to... don't expect anything with Avengers or anything.
Well, because it's Sony. So
yeah, don't
that part of it.
But a lot of people don't know the difference
I
between
get it.
Sony and Fox and who owns what. So don't if you're not like a comic book nerd like we are, the franchise rights are owned by different people, but sometimes they come together. But don't expect Infinity War connections, Spider-Man, Homecoming. Don't just. Yeah. Going. So I hate to burst your bubble, but I think it'd be important that you know that. Then you watching this movie the whole time, like, where's Captain America at? or even like the mention of Tony Stark. So don't go into this movie thinking like it's some connection to anything we just seen over the last couple of years with the Infinity, building up to the Infinity Wars. It has nothing to do with that.
Talk about the just really quick. I know we're trying to wrap up, but talk about the graphics, the visual effects, and CGI. What do you think about it?
CGI is clearly better than Spider-Man 3 CGI with Venom.
Okay.
It's hard to do this movie, and that was my problem. Even when I heard about the trailer being out, I kind of took my time to watch the trailer. I paused for a second because I knew, like, this is a Venom movie. Mm-hmm. You cannot, everything that this character does, it definitely in the comic books, but if you want to put this into a film, it's impossible to do a movie about this character without having CGI. And so the question was, like, how far are they going to go? Is it going to be okay? So after I watched the first trailer, I was like, it's a lot, it's heavy, but it doesn't seem too bad. So overall, no, it wasn't too bad. None of my issues with the film was about the CGI.
There were a couple scenes where it was like, it was so much going on, and that's not the CGI's fault per se. Right. If they made this Venom movie 40 years ago or like 2 years ago,
it would be a problem.
It still is like, it's a lot going on sometimes with that kind of like alien creature that could kind of like morph like easily and stuff. So I'm pretty sure there have been other movies that feature some sort of like thing morphing, and it's always hard to mix that with action sequences. And I think sometimes, so it's a couple parts of the movie, like they're good, but you're like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on because it's a lot visually happening at the same time. Sometimes it's like, oh my God, am I going to have like a seizure or something? Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. Like we said, go check out the movie. Charles is going to eventually check out the movie.
I'm going to check it out.
Because we gave him a thumbs up. Antoine said it goes to $1 matinee. I said, go ahead. Spend your $10. Just don't spend your $10, $12. Just don't buy any food. Bring your hot dog in your pocket. It's cold now, so you can just hide everything in your jacket. Put your hot dog in foil.
Honestly,
you gotta put it in foil.
I snuck a burger into watching this movie. Yeah, so you're right. Yeah,
I didn't sneak a burger, but I did. Sneak
AMC cops are coming for him.
It was a good burger. I enjoyed it. And while I was watching Venom. So go check it out.
Check out Venom.
All right.
Tell us in the comments what you think. What you think about the CGI. What you think about the future of that franchise and all that fun stuff.
And also, we'll have a link at the bottom just to send you to some source material if you want to get more history on who the character Venom is, symbiote, Spider-Man kind of history. We'll have that link down there for you too.
All right.